Hey there, beautiful souls. This is Stacey, and today we're going to be talking about something really, really powerful. How to take every lesson, every challenge, every moment of growth from 2024 and turn it into your superpower for 2025. This is a time when most persons have started to actually think about how they're going to be great in 2025. In the year that's coming up, everybody wants to plan out, well, what am I going to do differently that's going to make it amazing? Well, someone once told me that a diamond is really just a piece of charcoal that handled stress extraordinarily well. So when you think about that for a minute, under intense pressure, through heat and time, something that looks absolutely ordinary transforms into one of the most precious substances on earth, something that has extremely high value in many places in the world. And if you think about your life, that's exactly what happens to many of us when we face challenges. We just don't usually realize that there is a lesson in every single moment that we have these stresses and these opportunities that may feel a little challenging to us. Every single difficulty that you experience, every setback, every moment that tested you this year, guess what? That wasn't the world, life working against you. That was actually your transformation in progress. You know, they said transformation loading. Okay, that's exactly what it was. Your life transformation. It's constantly loading. Only thing that is constant in life, guys, is change. And what that means is that you are literally in a constant state of transformation. So let me share something personal with you. I mean, me, like everybody else, this year, I had several challenging moments. And I wanted to share one of those stories with you because I feel that sometimes when you look at teachers, you figure, well, you know, their life is probably just perfect. That's why they can talk about all this positivity stuff all the time. But what is true is that for most teachers, most coaches, most gurus, they have gone through their own challenge. And that's one of the reasons why they are able to actually use the lessons that they learned and share it with other people, because they don't want them to go through the same stress and challenge that they went through. Similar thing here. So one of the things that happened to me this year that was a major challenge for me was navigating my entrepreneurship space and thinking that I was going to be experiencing a whole new market. I had planned out this amazing launch and looking for opportunities in my hometown of Atlanta. And I had done a lot of groundwork, like getting things set up. I mean, even went as far as, you know, making sure I had my apartment and all of that kind of thing sorted out. And then little by little, my plans to make my big move started to fall apart. And when I say fall apart, like literally pop right down, right? And what I started to realize was that as I was doing these different things to move towards getting myself set back up in my hometown, it was just one obstacle after the next. And as somebody that practices mindfulness, you tend to look at every single obstacle as either an opportunity or a lesson to learn or just something that you need to pay attention to, like information. But what was happening is that I was being slowed down so I could actually see why it wasn't the optimal time to make this move. And what's funny about that is at the beginning of the year, when I actually went and visited one of my coaches, who also is an astrologer, you know, she was looking at the different ways that my stars and my moons and all the different things, the planets lined up for my year ahead. And she was saying, you know, why Atlanta? And I was sharing all the different reasons about, you know, my hometown and why I love it and how much success I've had there in the past. And she said, you know, boy, she don't really see Atlanta in the stars for me this year. And I said, that's okay. You don't have to see it. See it, right? Here we are, December 2024, at the end of the year. And not only was Atlanta not in the stars, I barely made it to the city this year. So what I want to say to you is that every single challenge is just an opportunity for you to step closer into who you are really supposed to be, and not something that you should lament and stress and just kill yourself over, because ultimately, that's sometimes where we get stuck. We get stuck in thinking that this plan that we had, this dream that we had, because it is not coming to fruition in the way that we thought it was going to come to fruition, that means that you can't have a dream. And so with my challenge, I had to manage my headspace and think through how I was going to shift away from the original plan and what lessons I was going to learn to use now as I move forward to something else. Our power doesn't come from avoiding the challenges that are going to come along the path to our dream. It comes from how we choose to see them. Every single obstacle is asking you one question. How badly do you want to grow? Let's do something powerful together right now. If you are sitting at your desk or you're sitting in your sofa watching this, right? Grab a journal, grab a piece of paper. If you don't have a journal, get a pen or a pencil. And if you're an electronic or digitally inclined person, get out your iPad or your notepad, on your phone even, because we're going to turn your experiences that you have had into wisdom and your wisdom into power. First thing that you're going to do is you're going to write down your 3 biggest challenges from 2024. So like one of my challenges was letting go of moving back to my hometown, right? So write down 3 challenges. If you can't think of 3, write down one that just sticks out to you right now, okay? Next to every single challenge, write down what it taught you about yourself. For me, the challenge of letting go of what I thought was going to be an amazing move to an amazing city, when I started experiencing those obstacles and I realized that I had to let it go, the challenge was really understanding, what is it that I'm looking for in life and why I felt like I needed to go to that specific place to find it. Why wasn't I open to seeing the possibility and opportunities in other places? Like I can express my dreams anywhere. So was it that I was doubting my ability to actually be wherever I want to be? Like if I'm here in Kingston, Jamaica, or if I'm in Miami, Florida, or if I'm in Dubai, or if I'm in London, wherever are the different places I was this year. Why can't I be in any of those places and create, the dream life that I want? And so that's kind of the lesson I learned. I learned the lesson of not being in a box about how I think about experiencing my life and creating the amazing dreams that I want. So that's it. Step 1, write down the 3 biggest challenges. And then next to each challenge, write down what it taught you about yourself. Now, this is where the magic actually happens. Write down how the lesson that you have learned or are in the process of learning is actually a superpower for your 2025 goals. So from my example, what I would do is I would essentially write down how looking at wherever I am in the world as the place where I can create something amazing, where I can actually step more powerfully into my dream, is what I'm going to be taking into 2025. So I already have trips that I have planned that I know I'm going to be in different places. Literally, as January begins, I'm going to be traveling to different places. And wherever I am, I'm going to make sure that I'm taking one step closer to creating my dream. For example, if it's even as simple as recording a video where I am and talking about manifestation and sharing it with my community, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to wait until I'm sat in a particular place before I take advantage of the moment. All right. So think about where exactly it is that you can use your lesson in 2025 to make your year the best year yet. Now, something I want you to remember: you are not behind. You are not failing. You are not flawed. You are not just a hot mess, right? You're not lost. You're exactly where you need to be to become who you're meant to be. The challenges, they're stepping stones, not your stopping points. And for some of us, when we think about a stopping point, we feel that if we don't experience it at this age, in this place, with this much money, with these people, then that means that you're never going to experience it. But one of the things that is beautiful about life is that as it unfolds, you see so much opportunity in what you may not have thought of. You see so much available possibilities, available gems that you may not have planned, just because you've allowed life to unfold for you as opposed to trying to control everything. So what I'm saying, guys, something that might actually surprise you is that the most successful people that I've worked with, and I've worked with quite a few, whether in business or in personal development, they aren't the ones that never face setbacks. They're the ones who learned to see setbacks as setups for comebacks. All right. Your resilience isn't measured by how many times you avoid failing. It's measured by how many times you choose to rise despite the failure. And let me tell you something. You've risen every single time. The mere fact that you're here, that you're either listening to this video or you're watching it, it means that you're still growing, that you are still being the person that you are meant to be. You're still on that purpose journey. And you want to stick that purpose journey out. Do not give up now. As we prepare for our Mindful Momentum Challenge, which I announced on Christmas Day, I wanted to make sure that you are holding on to this truth. Every single lesson that you've learned this year is preparing you for the dreams that you're going to manifest in 2025. These are the gems that you're going to be taking and using them as your superpower for creating a magical year, especially when you start to encounter challenges in the new year. In the comments below, share one challenge, just one, from 2024 and the superpower that it gave you. Let's inspire each other, guys. And if you haven't signed up for the Mindful Momentum Challenge as yet, make sure that you click the link below. We start on January 6th, and I would love to help you turn your 2024 wisdom into 2025 power. Remember, you're not just growing, you're glowing. And 2025, it's ready for your light. Until next time, guys, keep shining and see you soon.